How was your day? We are Why Is That? And welcome to our podcast series that often starts with why questions based on the first principle thinking method. This offers you multi-dimensional perspectives on various life issues. To truly embrace life, let's dive into this episode. Why do some people have such beautiful love stories? Why does love come so easily to others, but not to me? These questions constantly plagued the young woman's mind after a 5-year relationship ended because their family backgrounds were incompatible. His family openly looked down on hers. For countless nights, she wept into her hands from shame and humiliation. Is money and material wealth really that important? She wondered, even with all my efforts, my good looks, my education, my qualifications, and a stable, well-paying job, they still clicked their tongues and said, country folk should know their place, don't try to climb too high. So, being poor was a sin? Being poor meant she didn't deserve love? How ridiculous! She threw this cheap, tattered love into the trash. In truth, during those 5 years, she had never truly known what it felt like to be loved. Why bother with that kind of love anyway? If love brings so much suffering, what's the point? What's wrong with living alone? Better to stay single to avoid such heartache. Though she knew life couldn't be complete without love, love was too bitter. She had truly come to believe that beautiful love was a rarity and it would never happen to her. Day after day, she buried herself in work, always taking care of herself, fully supporting her parents, learning new musical instruments, and occasionally traveling to explore new lands. From the outside, everyone looked on enviously, nodding in admiration. But deep inside, she still felt a persistent hollowness. Clearly, she was perfectly fine being alone. Her work, family, finances, and health were all in order. Yet, why did she still feel unsettled? She confided in a friend. Her friend replied, well, I can't be certain, but perhaps you're in this situation because you've lost the feeling of loving and being loved. Think back, has there ever been a time when you felt completely hollow, as if everything was fine, life wasn't wrong, people were still good, work seemed unchanged, but you just felt nothing at all? Could it be that it had been so long since she felt loved like that? In her book, The Feeling of Being Loved*, Jenny C. explains it this way. Because only when we feel loved and help others feel loved do we truly touch the very source of happiness. We talk about love as if it's a single entity, but true, lasting love encompasses two main types, loving and being loved. Loving is when she meticulously sews up the tear in his shirt. Being loved is when his shirt has a large tear because he rushed to carry extra boxes for a quick delivery to customers, so he could still queue up to buy her favorite food. Loving is when she, clumsy by nature, still tries to tidy up the house for his return. Loving is the warm, homemade meal she prepares for him after a long day of work. Being loved is when he eats and praises her cooking enthusiastically, giving her a hug and a kiss, thanking her for striving to care for the whole family, and cleaning up with her, not letting her do everything alone. Loving is her gaze, following the man who tirelessly strives to provide a better life for his wife and children. Being loved is his joyful smile and wave in return whenever their eyes meet. But real-life relationships are not that simple. They also require another element to truly sustain them. Let's listen to another story. It was Valentine's Day. The girlfriend had had an exhausting day at work. She returned home to find her boyfriend there, sitting in the gloom. Oh, I'm so tired, honey, she said. Yeah, I'm tired too. Work's always exhausting, isn't it? He replied. Don't you care about me at all? She questioned. My boss just yelled at me. My boss yelled at me yesterday too, he countered. And today my tire went flat in the pouring rain. But you didn't say anything to comfort me. I've been working all day, so tired, and you couldn't even offer a single word of affection. I know you like those affectionate words, he said, but I just can't say them. You're tired. Eat something and go to bed early. He finished speaking and went into the bedroom. The girl burst into tears, feeling profoundly misunderstood and undervalued. Afterwards, she realized he had done the laundry, hung it to dry, bought groceries for the fridge, and even left her a small pizza in her favorite flavor. By now, we're all too familiar with the concept of the 5 love languages: words of affirmation, acts of service, quality time, physical touch, and receiving gifts, knowing that each person tends to use different types of love languages. Can you recognize the love languages of the man and woman in the story above? Of course, and it seems they knew each other's too. Yet, something was still amiss, something was still missing for them to feel truly happy and content in their relationship. What was it? The answer is empathy. We default to thinking these actions are loving, but that's not enough. We often don't realize this insufficiency because we're constantly viewing things through our own lens. We too readily believe we've given our best, without stopping to ask if what we've given is truly what our loved one needs. Theories, statistics, and scientific research on human behavior are useful. Understanding your partner's love language is also important. But these cannot replace, nor can they flourish, without empathy and humility understanding each other, adapting to each other, and giving each other what they truly want. Love languages or attachment styles, if we know them, serve as a reference to understand ourselves and others. But if we use them as an excuse for indifference, they are nothing more than a jumble of theories. Empathy is the greatest and most meaningful gift we can give to our loved ones, because it stems from dedicating time, effort, and a deep love to them. It's not that they don't love you, it's just that they don't love you the way you want to be loved. This sounds familiar, doesn't it? This phrase implies that we should learn to accept different forms of love from our partners. And it's true, there's nothing wrong with that. But trust me, being loved in the way you desire is what truly determines whether a relationship can be lasting. The issue isn't about how much effort, money, or time we expend. The issue is how we can convince someone that they are loved, and always worthy of love. The issue isn't how hard we try to prove our love, but how we connect with their soul, giving them the love they truly need, while also feeling loved ourselves. It's not about who loves whom more, it's about how much each person strives for the other. Ultimately, people are better at finding reasons to leave than reasons to stay and try together. Loving and being loved is, in fact, another way of expressing two-sided love. Lose one side, and love loses its balance, making it difficult to sustain. Sadly, people often take being loved for granted, respond with indifference to their partner's loving gestures, and don't care how their partner wants to be loved. And so, we drift apart and gradually become distant. This indifference and taking being loved for granted can be explained by our early years. As infants, we only understood what it was to be loved. The feeling of being loved then was our parents automatically appearing, ready to comfort, teach, entertain, feed, and clean up for us unconditionally, almost without expecting anything in return. We, as children, learned about love in a completely one-sided relationship. Parents loved but didn't expect reciprocation. It's been so long since I felt loved like this, some sigh. No, it's not that I haven't been loved in a long time, it's that I've never truly been loved. But dear one, don't forget that love comes in many forms and shapes. Don't forget how much we've been loved, by our fathers, our mothers, and our relatives when we were tiny. In this awkward phase of adulthood, when we first say we yearn for love, what we really want is to be loved as we once were by our parents. We want to recreate that feeling of being cherished and doted on. Deep inside, we always yearn for someone who will understand what we want, give us what we desire, be incredibly patient and empathetic with us, act selflessly, and make everything beautiful. As Haruki Murakami once said, actually, the person most suitable for you is someone who sees through your temperament, understands your flaws, doesn't care about anything else, and is willing to stay by your side no matter what happens. There's no such thing as a perfect fit. It's always about two people compromising and evolving for each other. Among countless people, meeting the one you're meant to is destiny. Among a handful, truly caring for the one you're meant to is intentional. But in all relationships, simply meeting and caring for someone, regardless of meant to or not, is true affection. However, we also need to flip the perspective a little. Try asking yourself, have you ever told your partner how you want to be loved? Don't rush to complain and blame others for not giving you the love you desire, because not everyone possesses the subtlety to discern exactly what you want. Sit down and have an honest conversation, sincerely sharing what you want, your love language, and also listening to your partner's perspective. But if you've poured out your heart and put in immense effort to love, and that person remains indifferent, refusing to empathize, understand, or compromise to give you love in the way you desire, then perhaps you should reconsider this relationship. A person full of love sees love everywhere. Trust me, the sky isn't always gray, it's just past sorrows that make you want to deny the sunny days. Some find happiness in love, others find sorrow. But whether in sorrow or happiness, humans always love. Therefore, love exists and will always exist here and there. Humans cannot live without love. It's true that not all love is complete, not all love is reciprocated with love. Some loves appear silently and some quietly end. But I will always believe that those who love will find each other. Good people will meet those who are worthy. Just knowing that you have loved, are loving, and can love, that is happiness. Everyone has loved someone in their life. Maybe they stayed together, maybe they parted ways forever. No matter what, in the end, when it's over, you should be happy because you gave your whole heart completely. 5 years after her breakup, meaning 10 prime years of her youth also passed by, the girl met a wonderful man like sunshine, his eyes full of warm smiles, a love so incredibly tender and doting that she felt she was dreaming. She feared it wouldn't last, that the specter of heartbreak, just like the terrible experiences she had endured, would resurface, because it had been so long since she felt loved like this. She would ask him constantly, every day, "Honey, do you love me?" Even though she knew he would always gently reply, "Yes, I do. I love you very much," she would still ask, because she wanted reassurance. Each time she heard that affirmation with her own ears, her heart felt more secure. One day, seeing the girl's knowing yet ever-fearful demeanor, he embraced her tightly, stroked her hair, and whispered, "Am I still making you feel unsafe? If so, I'm truly sorry, but I can assure you that my love for you is real. Sometimes I wish I had met you sooner, but it's okay. A little late, but we found each other. That's the true blessing." She curled up against him, her ear pressed to his chest, listening to the synchronized beats of their two hearts. "Before, I never dared to believe I'd be loved like this. Not once did I imagine someone would walk into my life, carrying a pouch of love brimming with gentleness and affection. I've never felt things be so easy. My mind feels strangely light. I used to be so weary of people's empty platitudes and deeply skeptical of love. But now, these beautiful things have come true. A little late, but I'm truly glad we met."